Good afternoon. From a warm, slightly breezy, a little bit grey, but it's October. It's quite nice. Stress-free. I've just hurt me back, but it's not too bad. Peterborough. Right, just a little bit of an update. Let's have a look in the shed first. So first of all, you'll probably recognise this. That was the return for the shower, but what have I used in place of it? Secondly, I've sold a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace. I still have a superfish feeder that needs to be sold, and various other bits and pieces. You can find them all on there. If anybody in the locality needs a big pond cover for a pond build, either now or next year, I've got 3 rolls of visqueen. I'm pretty certain one of the rolls is the best part of 8 meters long. It might even be longer than that, I'm not sure, but all free. If you need them, let me know. Right, let's have a little walk. Oh, by the way, I don't post anything because it's just too much hassle. So if you've skipped that bit and you put in the comments, will you post? No, I won't post. Strawberries coming on. Not my department, that's cats. So look what we've got here. So I had a spare 4th tier that I played around with and just couldn't make up my mind what I wanted to do. It's the original spillway, and as you can see in the background, I did a different tray. Let's have a little walk around, I'll follow you. So we can have a look. Fish are doing all tickety-boo. So yeah, so this is 3 tier and a different tray. I had this specially made because it's got a 3-inch socket, and that'll actually run down this pipe and did go through the planter that I showed you. So this is now ready for next year. Kat's going to be involved in putting some water plants in of some design. It's absolutely stable. I've screwed it to the greenhouse and I have screwed it to this post, so this is not going anywhere. We just had a bit of a fear that if we put some tall plants in, it might tilt. There is currently 3 holes in the bottom, but we don't know how much water is going to pass through and at what rate until we get some plants in, so we're just leaving it like that for the moment. We shall see. Anyway, the PP treatment that we put in seems to have worked a treat, despite the fact that it didn't keep the water purple for very long. There's been no flicking and flashing of any significance from any of the fish, and I spent a little bit of this morning getting out this blasted streamer weed, string algae. So I got to use this trusted bamboo cane and wrapped a load of weed round it. I tried some Resolve with no significant wins, but that's just for blanket weed. String algae, probably a little bit different, but there you go. So that's worked all right. As I say, the fish are doing well, still feeding, and the pond is looking quite well. Water is quite clear, but you can probably just make out on that wall. Oh, what an absolute mess. Fish don't seem to mind. Right, we'll just have a look in the greenhouse. Right, plans for next year. The lifespan of the UV has probably had its day, so that's going to need replacing. The 2 years is up in about May time next year, so basically when the season starts next year I'll change that. I haven't reduced the pumps down any further to try and save any money, but I've got a sneaking suspicion that I turned the upflow off last winter. I'm absolutely certain I didn't have that running. But in the meantime, just a little project that I'm just thinking about. It'll either win or it won't, I don't know. But what we've got, for those people that haven't watched or have only just recently joined, this comes from the biological filter, drops through this pipe, up into the upflow, across the top, and then back down, and basically polishes the water that's in the biological section. What I've got is a second valve, which I did try in its early stages with limited success, I'll have to say. But what I would like to try, just basically faffing around, is try turning this on and this off, so I'm then running dirty pond water, or pond water rather, push that up the upflow, maybe change the media inside, I don't know, but the return to put a T-piece in here and a valve and drop this down to here. This then runs out of the greenhouse wall into that 3-inch pipe and out through the planter. Yes, I know I'm just like clutching at straws, trying different things, but that's part of the game surely. So I'm looking into that. I've got no issue with the upflow at all. This is the righty upflow and it works an absolute treat. Always has done since I first turned it on. The fact that I want to faff around with it, yeah, I'm not going to do it any damage at all, and I can just revert back by swapping these valves over. And again, we'll just have to see how that goes. We shall see. So just looking at new ideas, inventions and projects for next year. Just told you about that. We're going to fill that full of plants when the season's correct. What I'd also like to look at is a different style of cover. I want to try and make the covers even lighter, so I'm looking at a very light but solid plastic mesh to sit over the pond. So this pond is about 1.9 to 2 meters and it's 5.2 meters long. The reason why I started thinking about that is since I introduced this new spillway, the old covers don't fit correctly and they basically sit very snug and basically bend that, and I don't want to break it or anything, so I want to do a revamp but make things a little bit easier for myself and Kat lifting these covers on and off. Come winter time we are not heated and we will not be covering. We'll just let the fish go through their season. 2 reasons: I've never heated before in my life, and as we are at the moment I bloody can't afford it. I have to sell a kidney to heat this during the summertime, winter time, I beg your pardon. A YouTuber that I've just found basically by accident is the Pond Man. What an interesting guy. Clearly qualified and works in the business. The Pond Man. He's done all the aquatic stuff you need to do. And I listened to a couple of his videos last night and I was very impressed. Very impressed. He takes a particular subject but he doesn't break it down into the nth degree. He breaks it down into simple terms and basically offers a answer to a question or a possible solution to a problem, or maybe answers a question that you've had in your mind and you haven't been satisfied by all the answers you've had. I just listened to this guy and was well impressed. When I was doing my ambulance stuff, we started at cell level, and I've never been out in an ambulance to treat some cells, but it got really deep. And yes, it was necessary to a point, and I'm trying to make comparisons with koi keeping and water keeping. Yes, it's nice every so often to go deep, but not absolutely necessary for me personally. But the pond man answered a lot of questions that I've had and never had a satisfactory answer from the people I've spoke to. There's always been something where I thought, well, I'm not too certain about that, and I'm not crying down anybody that's given me advice, but it just wasn't at my level, if you like, wherever level that is. It just wasn't at my level. So the pond man, thanks for that. I would suggest that you take a little look and listen to what he has to say, because he's quite a clever lad. So if anybody wants the superfish feeder, it's on Facebook Marketplace. Anybody wants the spillway that I took off, let me know, can have a chat. If anybody wants the pond covers, the visqueen to protect your pride and joy while you're having your build, let me know. Free issue. No, I'm not posting, we talked about that earlier. So yeah, needs a bit of a clean. Looks as though it's been put in a pond. That's because it has. Wildlife pond is doing well. Cat's currently at university, so I'm in charge of the house, and up to now I haven't burnt anything. I haven't set anything on fire, although the garden cane that was taking out the streamer weed, the string algae, that came a cropper. It became too heavy and just literally snapped in the water. Damn that streamer weed, string algae. So yeah, just a little bit of a short video, just to remind me about the projects that I need to do next year. If you've got any upcoming projects, put out a video and let me know about them. I'd be eager to see them. Anything to do with building ponds, I just love anything like that. I'm just so pleased with that planter. That's looking so cool. Happy with that. Right, I'll leave it there. I've bored you enough. So what are we up to now? 4 jabs? Yeah. A couple of friends of mine had the 4th jab, and they didn't feel that cracking for 3 days. As far as I know, it's got the 2 variants inside. Or it's to tackle the 2 latest variants. But anyway, it's going to help you and your family. I'm having it done. I suggest you have it done. I'm not telling you to have it done, I just suggest. So in the meantime, 4 jabs. Look after yourself, look after your family, look after your fish, and goodbye.